Truth about
Getting
it.
Deutsch.
Getting Deutsch. So good. Welcome back, Behemoths, to episode 5. Oh my
Of our
gosh.
first Behemoths.
We
Wow.
are halfway done.
Like we're in the final days.
Final days, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Well, today we have many special things for you.
Extremely special
Super
guest here
special
today
things.
with us.
So please welcome Mrs.
Deutsch! Woo!
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Miss Deutsch.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
It's
You're
truly
welcome.
our pleasure. You know, when we were thinking about guests we'd like to have, it was like, you were like number one guest we'd like to have.
Oh, that makes me
Yes.
happy.
For those of you who don't know, Mrs. Deutsch was my sophomore year and junior year dance teacher, and she's just been
Yes.
a mentor for us in our high school years.
Yes.
And, you know, just a joy to have around. And now she's year
Big
one
joy.
of retirement. So how is that going for you?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I'm not ready to give up being around teenagers, clearly, because I did dance, theater, nurture, costumes just recently. I've subbed 10 days a month consistently, and I did NDEs, and I'm doing summer school with the special needs kids. So I'm not really, I'm retired because today I'm not working and tomorrow I'm not working, but some days I work 4 days. So it's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What sorts of things do you do when you're not in like the nurture?
Walk my dog.
What kind of dog?
I have a dog named Marge. She's a 130-pound Swiss Mountain Dog.
Oh,
She's
that's
my
beautiful.
joy. I listen to books on tape now. I never did that before. My sister's always convinced me.
My mom loves books on tape. So you're walking your dog, you're listening to books on tape. What else?
Traveling. I just went to South Beach for 5 days with my boyfriend.
Hey.
Seeing a lot of shows, music shows. Thing that has been the most rewarding is learning how to work with special needs kids. Now, when I went to Nutri, I was a Special Olympic coach, and I've always worked with special needs kids, but not in this capacity where I'm actually an instructional aide. And by the way, those people work so hard here. They're so underpaid, and it's ridiculous how much harder their job is than the average faculty in this building. But one thing I have to say, I've had this joy after going to New Trier. I grew up a block from here. I'm the youngest of 5, so I spent my whole childhood like at people's games or whatever. I was, raised in a family that was a little bit sort of anti-establishment in a way my sisters were. But anyway, so I grew up here, and so I've known New Trier only as a student, a child, and then a teacher, which is a lot of ways to know it, and a parent, but I've never been in everyone's classroom. So being a sub has been enormously interesting because I get to go into classrooms and see how the Hebrew class is taught. I've never been in a classroom where it's all mostly one religion, or I've never been in a classroom where and see how the English teacher teaches this book compared to that book. It's fascinating.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting like a whole education on
That's crazy.
the faculty. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I can tell that all the dance teachers miss you too.
Yes.
I miss them so much. They're my people. I mean, they really are my people, and they'll be gone. I mean, they're the 3 ladies that are left. Young Stephen Blood, but the 3 ladies that are left have about 5 to 8 years left, so they'll eventually be gone as well. Miss Reiner has 5 years left.
I can't imagine any other ladies as the teachers.
Like, who even are they going to hire? Like who?
No one will live up to the standard that has been set.
I know.
Well, when I was here, there was a lady named Mrs. Wenty that was here since 1953. She taught Anne Margaret. And she was the Don. She created the studio. She got the program. And her writings, Marge Dobler, came to New Trier. So this program is based on her work.
The dance division?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's one of the best dance programs in the United States, based on one of the most famous educators. So Mrs. Wenty was a student of Marge Dobler and came here and brought the thinking of that.
What is the thinking?
Concept before was technique, choreography, improvisation, performance, and that was the 4 pillars of the program.
I feel like you got that.
But that's pretty much what we do.
Yeah, that is what you do.
Yeah. One of the other few people that went from 2 to lab. Most people stay in 2 because they want to.
Yeah.
And then some people maybe go to 3, and then there's some people just find the program and find it like you did and go all the way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like me. Yeah. I started in beginning dance. I had never danced before New Trier.
Yeah, so, and I mean, like, I'm going to dance in college. Like, I'm excited about it. I got a dance lab one. I feel like I'm so out of place in that class.
Mm-mm.
I've talked
You
to
are
the
what
other
the
seniors
class is
about.
based on.
I know, but like all the other like the seniors in dance lab, like they have like a more firm, like at least ballet or modern like foundation that I don't have, and so it feels like just smaller things take me like a lot longer to catch up to. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm putting in more effort.
Like me, I had started when I was 16,
Yeah.
right? And I'm with people who had been on point shoes and
Oh yeah.
danced their whole life, and who continued with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the moral of the story is if you have the passion for it, you continue it, you're a dancer. So training means nothing when it goes to the pursuit of being a dancer. The other part is when I talked about Mrs. Wente and making this full circle, you were the kind of student that is the focus of this program. It's not the trained. She actually, Mrs. Wente, didn't like the dancers who were ballet trained. She actually was kind of not as warm to them because she really loved the idea of modern dance as ideas. And so sometimes people with training will try so hard to look like they're training, or somebody who doesn't have training and ideas can come up with unique, original, organic movement because they're not trying so hard to execute what their body has learned. And a lot of times, if you look at the real dance companies in the world, they look like non-dancers who move beautifully, but they've had to move away from their training to look like that. So if you look at Gaga or any of them, like Ohad Naharim, he does Batsheva. If you look at his dancers, they're gorgeous dancers, but they don't come out pointing their feet doing technique. They look like beautiful pedestrians moving. You'll dance in college. You might become like a really big part of dance in college. Are you
I hope
gonna
I
dance?
do.
I might. I hope they had. There's all kinds of sports at San Diego.
Yeah,
so I'm
and
sure
one
they
of
have
your
dance.
classes you're gonna have to take in college is like PE. Do you know what I mean? So you'll have to take a movement something.
Yeah.
Because when I was in college, I taught those. Like the dance majors taught the non-majors who had to take a PE type credit
That's
dance.
so funny.
Yeah, so that's how I learned to teach.
Wow,
that's good.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun, and it was fun because they were people I'd see out at the bars. I was their teacher. You know, that was fun.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Where'd you go again?
Ohio.
Oh yeah,
University.
you told me.
Yeah.
I don't know, I forgot. So about Anne Margaret, I've heard her name spoken so many times. Oh, thank you. But I didn't realize that she was such like a significant star.
Oh God, yeah. So she was a Swedish-born woman whose family moved to the North Shore in like the late 40s, early 50s. She went to New Church. She was major. Look her up. I mean, she was danced in all these movies with Elvis Presley, and she was
Yeah,
major.
if you look her up, and she's so beautiful.
She was considered like the biggest female sex symbol.
Who is she?
She's an actress who went to New Trier.
Anne Margaret.
Anne Margaret.
Yeah, she's a redhead.
We'll put a photo up here.
Yeah. Yeah, Anne Margaret, she's a redhead. Like she was in like tons of beach movies. She's known for dancing with like the swing of her very 60s. In the 60s was when she was famous. In the 50s, though, she was in all the plays. And Doc Peterman, who was the person who ran choir opera, he was her teacher, and she was in all the plays. She was in she was in the choir opera plays.
Well, the only reason I bring this up is because my grandpa went to New Trier around that time, and he saw Anne Margaret at Lanya. It was new, and he was like, I saw Anne Margaret at Lanya. Because I had been talking about Lanya or something, and both of my grandpas brought up to me separately.
I'd love to find that video footage.
I know.
Yeah.
It was like some song, and they both remembered the song, and they were like, it was so inappropriate, or something.
Well, she did, I think she really pushed the envelope, you know.
Yeah.
And she went
very
on
progressive.
very progressive, very funky. I mean, she was, there's a lot of famous people that went here, though, like Charlton Heston, Moses in the Ten Commandments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was in a ton of movies, all the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, really?
And then Rock
we
Hudson
just saw an ad
major.
for the Planet of the Kingdom of the Apes.
Oh,
Which
I love
is
Planet of the Apes.
Crazy name for a movie. The Planet of the Kingdom of
Because
the
it's like the third like Apes movie.
It's
like
of the new ones, the old ones, like in the 70s and 60s.
There are
Those
probably
were good.
like 15 or 20 Apes movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, they take over. This is a futuristic world. The apes take over the world.
That's why it's called Planet of the Apes.
But then Charlton Heston comes back in the final scene, and he sees the Statue of Liberty like down here, and the world is gone, and the apes have taken over. So it's the future.
Wow.
It's,
but why are people afraid of that? Like of apes?
Well, it's kind of like AI.
That's what I was just gonna say.
It's sort of like they become smarter. If you watch the Planet of the Apes, they are the ones with the power, and all the people are in cages.
Or like the aliens. Like
Yeah.
how people think about aliens.
What do you young people think of AI?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I think if it's, I think I'm thankful to be young at a time where it's first coming around, because I think I can recognize AI generated things quicker than like my parents could, for example.
Oh, I don't have a clue.
It's like simple things like you ever see like a video and you're like, that can't, like, there's something off about it.
I see like AI generated like interiors on
Oh yeah,
Instagram,
those
and they like are so perfect.
yeah.
I'm like, that's just not right.
You have to be discerning. That's why in schools in Europe they teach media literacy, but they don't here. If you were
They
in my
should
health
teach
class,
that
it should
here.
be media literacy, learning how to decipher what it is that you're saying. If you were to ask me, I mean, the 33 years I've seen, you have to understand, when I started here, there was no computers.
Oh.
Everyone walked around. I mean, it was just a completely different world. But watching the technology and who kids are today, it's vastly, vastly different.
Do you think the children are worsely, like, not
In
worsely,
every
What
in
are the
every way.
differences
They're
between
worse.
kids today and
I mean,
kids
they're
back in your
still
day?
wonderful, bright. I mean, after COVID, that's a little different story. That's changed a lot. But technology hasn't made people good or bad, but it has made for me when it comes to creativity and just dance, um, things like TikTok and dance moms and stuff that's really taken away a lot from the world of like unique creation, because the idea of what people can see, and there was always something that was more splashy and fancy and fun that would take over modern dance, and you'd fight that. For example, when I was in high school, it was jazz dance. That would be today's hip hop, right? But we didn't have anywhere to watch it but once a week on TV. The constant seeing of like TikTok dances, people think that's what dance is. So it's hard to educate people when they're visual, that they have seen so many times before. They're introduced to something unique.
That's so
It's hard.
different.
It's very different. But also like going to college and not being able to, for people my age, not be able to communicate with your parents but once a week on the phone is completely different than a student now who can call and ask if they can send their teacher a letter,
Yeah.
or get them out of class, or apply for a job for that. It's just very, very different. I'm not saying it's worse. It's just different. I feel like people aren't as able to handle as much. Yeah. I mean, we were kind of thrown Gen X, and I'm like a baby boomer Gen X. I'm 1964. I'm both.
Yeah, my mom's 1966.
Yeah. So we're sort of, she's an early Gen X.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of a baby boomer in that I'm the youngest of 5, so I watch baby boomers. So my siblings are baby boomers. We just leave the house and come back, and just, you better be there. You know what I mean? Or how do you find, like, I think about, I met a friend in Boston when I went to summer school to dance one summer. I went to Harvard summer school to dance, and we met, and she was in Boston and I was in Cambridge. How did we plan it? Like, how did we plan it? How did we make sure we could meet at that place at that time? It's overwhelming.
Just trust.
But we didn't know. I mean, I think we had to find a landline somewhere, or a payphone, and know where we were staying and hope that someone would pick up the phone.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Just think about it. There was no way to communicate with somebody unless it was the phone.
And that's so stressful too. Like, so much goes wrong when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there are so many times where I'd have to, like, if I'm on my own or something, I'd have to call someone and be like, oh, I'm going to be late to going here, by the way. But you can't even do that.
No, I mean, if your car broke down,
Yeah.
you just didn't show up.
Like,
Or if you were at a concert, like I used to go to these concerts with my girlfriends, and we would get lost. That's it. You're lost. There's no way to find them.
Yeah.
But that also gives you a lot of ingenuity of figuring out, how am I going to get home? How am I going to do this? I can't call anybody. Builds skills, like navigational skills of like,
yes,
where am
that's
I?
a huge thing.
Yeah.
Navigation.
I feel like a lot of people don't have, because they just GPS everywhere. I feel like they don't know where things are.
Or how to find your friends. When we go to the 4th of July in Wilmette, and I see young people, they can just, where are you? They can say where they are. You just had to find people. And you might not have found people.
Crazy. That's
but
so
then again,
hard.
you also didn't know you were left out. You didn't know you missed anything. If you found people, great. If you didn't, you stayed home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, there was a lot more happenstance.
Simpler time.
That's something I don't like. Like, yesterday, I like deleted all my social media. And then
Did you seriously?
No, and then I installed it all back like a few hours later. But like, I just think it does not benefit me at all. But I also think that it's so much a part of my life that
I
it's like
agree
I
with
can't
that.
really get rid of it.
Right, exactly.
Like I'd have to wait until I'm like so well established in my life that I'm like freaking married and I have kids. You know,
But
before
then
I
you'll want to know where
delete.
your kids are.
Well, I
Yeah.
still have like their number, but I don't really want like social media.
I know. I believe me. I know it's a battle. I criticize, but I mean my phone. I know exactly where it's at, and the second we leave here, I'm going to go see what's on my phone,
Yeah.
and nothing will be there that's of importance. But I'll need to know what happened in this hour that I was not looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, strange thing. On the
It's
other
weird.
upside of it, I have a student here, beautiful student who can't communicate and is now learning through a computer with his eyes to click and be able to communicate
Wow.
with his eyes. So there's an amazing part of
How
technology
sad must it be to like be trapped in your own head and
Right.
like
I
not be
know.
able to like talk or
and not be able
communicate?
to do anything except just
I
move
always
your
think
hands.
about that.
And we're so
Like
fortunate.
that's such a
Such a gift.
Yeah.
it's such a
Just
gift,
seeing
but
your-
also it's such like I feel like I could never even imagine because I'm so like disconnected from that world.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. Like I always think about that like even with autism. Like
It's
there's
so
so
far
much,
from what we
there's
know.
so much that I like pick up on through social like just body language cues and
that you
stuff
wouldn't
like
have
that.
that skill.
Like unspoken.
You'd
Like
miss.
missing out on that is seriously missing out on like probably 75%, I think, of like what's actually being said.
Absolutely.
And it's like that sucks.
Right.
Like
Now,
that must be so hard.
I hate to gender, and maybe this doesn't sound very, but to have young men who are very attached to technology and do miss all the things you're talking about because of the games and because their free periods they're playing Candy Crush rather than navigating the social interaction of the world. They're missing so much, and that's why I think people are less prepared. You are choosing to be intuitive and pay attention to it because you guys know that's important, but not everyone's like you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're conscious of that. You've made a conscious decision that some people don't have the chance yet to look back and say, oh, I don't want to do that. They're just sort of following. And that's what's so hard about being a teenager. You've already made decisions that aren't like everyone else,
Yeah.
right, in your life, so that you're able to stand up to the norm. You don't want to be the norm. But if you were trying to be the norm and you're a teenager, technology's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine a child who's 12 who's trying to make friends who doesn't have technology. It's not going to be easy. Like my boyfriend's daughter wants a phone, and by 12 in Highland Park, if she doesn't have one, how will she make plans?
Yeah, seriously.
So it's kind of important to have one. But then again, you're buying into.
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest, and
I'm the youngest.
You're the baby.
Yeah.
All my friends are the youngest.
Yeah.
I wonder what that says about me. I feel like the psychology of your birth order is real.
Huge.
I wrote
huge.
one of my college apps on that. One of
About-
my supplementals.
About what it means to be the youngest.
Yes.
Youngest of girls too. How many girls?
Well, I have 2 sisters and a brother.
So you're the youngest of 4.
Yeah.
How old's the boy?
25?
So
All
he's the
Catherine's
oldest.
siblings are
No,
pretty
my
old.
sister's 26.
Okay. I had your sisters.
What did you think about them?
Oh, they weren't like you. I mean, they were great. They were probably a little bit more shy,
Reserved.
a little more shy, a little
Yeah.
quieter, maybe more studious. I don't know, not studious. I don't know about studious.
No, that
a little
makes
bit
sense.
more.
That checks out.
No, a little bit more a voice that I've heard that I didn't hear. But they choreograph and they dance. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
You're youngest. Yeah.
Yes. And so are
Yeah,
you.
I am. I'm definitely the youngest.
I feel like my brother's I only have one younger sibling and he's a junior and we're 13 months apart. So it's really not, I think.
You're like twins.
Lauren and Andrew.
Oh yeah, so they're like the same.
Yeah.
And then how old is Stina compared to you?
21.
But still, like that's like a pretty big difference. I think 3 years is a lot.
I think it's really great.
You think 3
Yeah.
years?
It's a great
good?
gap.
Yeah. That's what we have. I'm 10 years apart from my oldest sibling, who's turning 70.
Wow.
I'm turning 60. I'll be
Wow.
60 in the fall.
Oh my god.
How does it feel?
I just can't believe my 91-year-old mother will have 60, a 63, a 65, a 67, a 70.
Wow.
She'll have 4 senior citizens.
And
Oh
she's
my
one too.
gosh.
And
She's a
you'll
major-
have a party.
She's a major senior citizen. I'm
That's
not.
crazy.
I feel like we need to figure out what we're gonna name this episode. Truth about
Getting
intrigue.
Deutscht.
Getting
Oh.
Deutsch. It's so good.
I don't know. Miss Reiner came up with that.
That's really great.
Just because I Deutsch people.
Miss Reiner
Yeah.
loves being our
Yeah.
mentor.
Yeah.
Yes,
she's
she
the
does.
best. Yeah, she's the best.
I think
Really great mentor.
She doesn't even watch our episodes either. Like,
No.
not even.
She
our
probably does a
mentor.
little bit.
She does.
She like
Yeah.
But she
skips
has-
through them in
Yeah.
front of us
Yeah.
when we meet with her.
The thing is, teachers will change too. She says it like it is, and I don't know how long. You know, it's
Yeah, I
nice
feel
to
like
know.
people
need a-
talk around
But you
the
need
problem
a teacher
a lot.
who says it like it is.
Yeah.
Yes, you
And
do.
Natura was always, I don't know how popular it is, but Natura was always known as being a very, very progressive school with
I
a
feel
very
like it's
progressive
still
thought.
known that way.
It is still known that way, but I hope that young teachers will take a chance and say and do and not worry so much about being backed up and just say it because it's important. You have to love it. You don't do it for the money.
Oh yeah.
And you don't do it because there's nothing else to do. You do it because you have a calling for it. But I never intended to be a teacher.
Really?
It was the last thing. And I was never going to live on the North Shore. And I was never going to raise my kids here. So, you know. And I was I was the kid in the nurse's office. So that I'm a PE, kinetic wellness teacher. You just don't know who you'll be or what you'll do.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Truly never.
Yeah.
Say
That is
Maybe,
so
maybe
inspiring.
name it that.
Never say never.
Never
Oh,
say never.
That's beautiful.
Because it really is true. Never say never.
Like never say never.
Yeah.
Aww. You should never say never.
All
Catherine
right.
that's Catherine. Like you're not gonna move back to the North Shore or raise your kids.
I
or
don't want to move back here.
anything. I feel like I'm not planning on it, but like I see that happening. Like maybe, like I wouldn't be like opposed to it.
Kids are free to play around and
Yes,
run
they
around and
are.
do things. You get a chance to be able to complain about your education in a school like this. That's why I said to Owen, who complained about the North Shore, I'm like, at least you're in IGS where you're able to have a forum or a platform to do that. And not
Yeah.
every other place would have given you that. So he wouldn't be who he was without this kind of an education. He had the opportunity to go further.
Yeah.
So there is something to be said. There's also such great arts and
There is.
Yeah.
Great episode.
Thank you for.
Thank
you.
you so much, Miss Deutsch.
thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay!
Of course. Woo! Oh my god.
Isn't she a gem?
She just gave us a hug and a kiss goodbye.
Isn't she such a freaking gem?
Such a gem. Lots of words of wisdom.
truly.
Truly a light. In
Like
this
never say
world.
never.
Never.
Another thing we did is we also did 3 senses baking, and I think we
Which
explained it in
we
the
also
video.
have another special guest for that.
Oh yeah, we have
as well.
2 special guests.
You in for a treat, you guys.
You in for a treat.
Like you're in for a special
Okay, so
treat.
please enjoy
The 3 senses baking with
Amy Chukazian.
Welcome to our kitchen.
This is Amy's kitchen. that
Amy's
we're in.
kitchen, not our kitchen.
We're gonna be doing
3 senses baking.
back.
Hey! Okay, so please welcome our special guest, Amy.
Amy.
Each of us loses a sense. So one of us can't talk, one of us can't see, and one of us can't hear. So we've decided that I will be mute, Amy will be deaf, and Catherine will be blind.
Blind.
And we're gonna make brownies!
Woo!
We
Alright,
already
everybody.
preheated the oven. Alright.
Already preheated the oven. We're gonna
Melted
begin.
butter, oil, and sugars. We need 2 in a bowl. It's cold. We're gonna microwave it.
What's the first direction?
She wants you to talk.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are blind right now.
Ow! Jesus, that's my fucking meningitis shot! Ow!
Guys, no fighting. Where's the butter?
Stop it! Ow! Ow! Stop hurting me!
Please follow the directions.
What? What? Ow! Stop hitting me! Stop! I have a shot there too!
Okay, let's prepare the dry ingredients. Okay, let's use this bowl. Where's the tablespoon and where's the oil?
Why would
would you be the person to do this? Oh, I'm not gonna let you spill oil all over my kitchen counter. You're so helpless. Stop it! Stop, you already just spilled oil on me. You're actually, you got oil on your face!
Where is it? Ginny, where's the oil? Point to it. Is it really that much? Yes? Okay, just pull once for yes. Oh no. Are you serious? Can I stir? I want to stir.
Catherine is gonna make a mess.
Boom. Is this the bowl? Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Do not overbeat, as doing so will affect the texture of your brownies. Catherine, you spilled all over yourself.
What? No. Where? Ginny, listen to me. You have to help me bake more. I want to see what's going on. Is this the dirt? Ginny, we're gonna get copyrighted. Take my hand.
You
I'm gonna stir.
wash,
Stir.
stir.
Yes.
Catherine, gently fold.
Is it good? Or does it need more?
What? No, you have to keep going.
Okay. You have a problem? Something funny? Guys, where is Ginny? I want to give her a dirty look. You know, some of us, we do the heavy lifting around here. And then some of us just fuck around and laugh and chomp and don't do shit.
This doesn't seem like it has enough liquid in it.
Some milk. Some milk.
What?
Milk?
Milk?
Yes.
There's no milk in the recipe.
Oh.
What?
Liquid. In here.
In here?
What kind?
We have oil and butter and...
It's better.
Guys, this is just like...
What was that?
Guys, this is just like...
Stop!
She wants to give you a
Stop!
chocolate morsel.
Oh.
Ready? Open your mouth. 3, 2, 1.
Ah!
3, 2, 1.
This is ableist.
Why didn't you open your mouth? That was a perfect shot. Oh my god, Ginny, don't do too much. Ginny!
Not too much, not too many morsels. It's a lot. It's a lot of morsels. So many morsels. Who do I have a text from? Do I have a text from anybody? Pull if yes.
Okay. I should do it? I'm trying to be inclusive.
Daddy like daughters. You like it when I be drunk, but I...
Guys, trios never work.
Seldom.
Can I?
Oh, we're done! We're done!
We're done!
Wow.
Guys, I think that...
Hey, everybody. Hey, guys.
This activity really brought out the worst in me.
And me.
I spilled on myself, so humiliating.
Multiple times.
So helpless, I couldn't even clean it off of myself. Felt really strange.
I kind of want you guys to like leave now. I don't really want to keep hanging out anymore.
Like, do you want me to keep recording? Do you want to like draw my iPad off to me later?
I'll just finish the debrief and I'll give it to you later. Anyways.
I really like that.
And it'll be like,
Why did Catherine
it'll
go
be like,
outside?
they left, ...
Wow. Loved that little segment there. Hope you enjoyed it.
Me too. I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, thanks for watching the episode.
Thank you so much, everyone. Great episode.
Great episode.
Bye.
Bye. Rules the jingle. Rules the jingle.